Welcome back to Secrets of the Opposite Sex. I'm your host, Tasha Ray, and tonight we're shifting our focus to the wonderful world of friendships, how they shape us, their influence on our romantic relationships, and identifying when a friendship is no longer serving us. So we have an amazing panel of guests tonight.
My name is Jessica. I am 39, and I live in Baltimore, Maryland.
Not you had to think about your age, girl.
Right?
My name is Stonie. I live in Alexandria, Virginia, and I'm 36.
I'm Drew Comments. My age is 37, and I live in New Jersey.
So like we do it every week, we're pulling questions from the app, Secrets of the Opposite Sex. And you can download the app on Google Play or Apple App Store and play from home. So the first question I have for you guys is, how do you tell your friends if they're the problem or the source of negativity within your friend group, if you do at all?
It's all about tone. Like, you have to know how to address certain things. Because you can say something that just isn't even that bad, but if you say it, like if your tone is shitty, or like the environment that you're in is shitty, or like say if you're both drinking, but I think, yeah, depending on how much you value that person, you should address it. Things like that help build friendships. If you don't really fuck with that person, just whatever, stop speaking to them afterwards.
Not fuck them. Bees like that sometimes.
Yeah, I would think like this,
Right.
If y'all friends, I think I would hope that y'all have the kind of relationship where y'all can just be real with each other. But hey, yo, real quick, time out. You the problem. Like, it's just like that. Point the finger and all that. Like, it's you. And then what you do is, at that point, you take them down your that history sheet of all their past relationships and failures, and you name the situation that caused it to break up, move on to the next. It's almost like looking at a stat sheet in football, right? Like, if I look at a football player coming out of college into the NFL, I know how many yards he ran for, how many interceptions he had, how many tackles. I can look at you and say, okay, this is how many times you fumbled a bag. This many times you fumbled a good person. This is how many times you didn't communicate very well. I remember because it's what you told me. I kept a minute. And so I think that friendship, it needs to be based on that. And it's like, look, moving forward, you know what I'm saying? Maybe just kind of reevaluate how you're doing X, Y, and Z so you don't end up with the same result. But look, at the end of the day, you got to let them know that the common denominator is them. And your real friends will appreciate that. Be like, oh, man, you're right. Hey, all right, cool, bet. See, if you're not real friends, you'll figure it out in that moment. But that's what I think.
I must be the only one that got some difficult friends, because
Not necessarily.
Are you talking about women and men, or just women? Because women, yeah, you can't really do. That ain't gonna work.
whoever your friend is, like, man, woman, wrong is wrong, right?
Yep. I tell the woman real quick, my women friends, they here too. Yeah, it's you. Now that's if they are the problem. They may not be, but I'm talking about in the instances that they are. Yeah, and you point your finger. Make sure you do that. You can do it sideways,
You're
straight up. Just saying.
Do you find that people take that better when you're discussing them being the problem in relationships rather than them being the problem in, like, they're not living right, or they're not living to their potential?
Well, I mean, I found that relationships, people usually take that a little bit better. I don't want to sit there and say, hey, yo, you suck at life. You still live in the studio. You past 35. Like, nobody says that. Like,
Oh my.
people like, but like, nah, you wouldn't say that's not what I'm saying. But not like what I would say, like, when it comes to actually like relationships, people are a little bit more receptive to understanding where they're trash. Because most people know secretly that they are trash. If they are trash when it comes to relationships, or they have some things they need to work on and such. I know I got some problems. I mean, that's why I'm single now. See this? Oh, the single brothers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people are more receptive to that. And I guess with the advent of social media and all these dating podcasts and all the things that goes on, I guess dating troubles have become a running joke. So when people say that you suck, people don't really take that too personally, and they actually can be a little more receptive to that.
So I'm in a season of shredding. So what I am holding myself more accountable is the energy I keep around myself. So the people that start to kind of act up, you got to say, am I going to go after this person and work it out, or am I really going to be like, all right, they're not doing me any good? And back to what you said about the stat sheet, I'm just going to go, even if it compared against theirs against mine, and see if it's a good fit. We'll work it out. If not, then, nice knowing you. Thanks for the memories, but I'm out. Because some friendships are just not worth holding on to, because outside of an actual romantic relationship, to me, friendships are the most important in my life, aside from my family, of course.
Could not agree more.
Yeah. Yeah, some people you just gotta let go of. It's okay. And I think the
And
older
it's
I get,
okay.
the more that I understand that. Like, and there's no bad blood, but it's like, even like, if you just keep doing the same dumb shit over and over, and I see that, or like you're doing things that I don't agree with or I don't respect, like, I really can't be friends with somebody that I don't respect. So at some point you just kind of, and so my thing is, granted, you would love to have a conversation, be like, hey, this isn't working, almost with friendships, but in friendships, you kind of just gotta distance yourself. I feel like that's the nicest way to handle it.
I think I'm cool with remaining friends with somebody who perpetually makes mistakes in their relationships. That's fine, because number one, it's entertainment for me. But two, also, I think they have enough, issues with people leaving them in life. So I don't want to add to that already very heavy burden. So I think that sometimes you just gotta accept people where they are, who they are, and what they gonna do. Listen. Some people, they gonna give you what they give you. You never wanted Shaq shooting 3-pointers, right? He might make one every now, but or even shooting free throws for that matter, he gonna miss it. You get to the line, but you know what? We love him anyway. You know what I'm saying? If you were a Lakers fan, so if I'm a friend, I'm your fan. I love you winning. You're gonna miss pretty much every shot that you take in your dating life. But guess what? I still rock with you. So that's just how
So
I feel.
pretty much like meet them where they are. And I have some friends like that. I meet them where they are, accept them for who they are. But at some point, you have a breaking point. And it's either you're doing too much for them, or they're not doing enough for themselves, or you're doing too much outside of what it is that you're supposed to be considering a friend, and then they're hitting you up every so often only when they have a problem. It's like, okay, at some point I can't go around saving everybody. I can't be your savior every time, and then the next time I see you on social media and you're flossing and everything else, but you every time you call me, you got a problem. I have a problem with that. And that's the season that I'm in. I'm like, I'll just bring me laughter, joy. Don't
Yeah.
bring me tears and heartache every single time, because I'm not your therapist. And if I recommend a therapist to you and you don't take it, what am I supposed to do? Because at some point, I'm gonna just start charging you if you just want to be here and I'm gonna be listening to you. Because we all out here trying to make a dollar.
Yeah.
So if
Like
I
work.
could go on DeVry and get one of those psychology degrees,
Okay.
what is it, ICDC college, and go on there and be like, you know what, friend, let me just write you a prescription. I got you.
Connect.
I'll listen to you for the entire time. But friendship is it's more than monetary for me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to just have to charge somebody, but then at the same time, spiritually, emotionally, it's draining. So it's like you about to drain the bank and you ain't putting nothing in it.
That part.
And
Yeah.
that's not just like people coming to you with their problems, or even if they mess up in all of their relationships and they're like, oh, you're the best friend ever. And I'm like, well, yeah, because like Drew said, sometimes it'd be entertaining. You just be like, what you doing today? All right, what's going on? Oh, what happened to poor you? Like, come on now. Like, I want to know. And at some days, I think I bring it on myself, because now it's like, ooh, that was a lot.
Okay. Friends that I've made in my adult years, this is the bridge that I lost a lot of people on, which is the bridge of accountability. You can't get past something if you don't own it and take accountability. And that's where I have the problem. Grown people who, Drew, what you were saying to me, it was kind of like rewarding bad behavior, just saying, well, that's who they are. That's how they are. No, you need to grow the fuck up. Like, you need to do better. That's not enough. Like, at this big age, that's not enough. Like, you can't just excuse the bad behavior so they can just become a worse person.
And that's not to say that you don't like them or care for them, but sometimes you just have to separate yourself from those people.
I think I've learned that the hard way. Because listen, I think it's weird too, like making adult friends, like making friends as adults. Like it's so tricky because people just kind of put their problems on you, kind of like what you were saying, Stonie. Like they'll emotionally dump on you, and sometimes you don't realize how their life decisions, their issues weigh you down because you're trying to carry their shit or help them be a better person, but they don't want to be. They want to be exactly who they are. And that's one
And
look.
that's fine. I'm just gonna make sure I get the credentials going forward. So that way, if
Okay.
they're gonna be who they are, I'll be your friend, I'll be your therapist, I'll give you a bill to, we
You don't
keep it
want my fucking
going. Make it
advice.
lucrative for everyone.
So regarding romantic relationships, how do you give advice to your friends without offending them?
You can't.
I think it like say if they're coming to you with the same problem over and over and over, at some point you just have to be really straightforward, like you're fucking stupid. And I actually have a friend who I literally just had to tell her the other day, and she was just like, I know you think I'm dumb. I was like, oh, absolutely. If you keep having the same problems, and granted, we kind of trauma bonded because we met people that were friends and started dating them both, and they both had the same flaws, I guess you would call it. But I just got tired of it a lot sooner than she did, and she's still dealing with it. And I'm just like, at some point, you're just dumb. Like you're allowing it, and they know that, and you just kind of got to deal with it. Like they're not even the problem at this point. They know they can get over on you. So you just have to be like really that straightforward, and either they can. And the thing is, she can continue to vent to me, but I'm still going to tell her like, yeah, like I've given you solutions, I've given you sympathy, I've given you everything else. So now I'm just going to give you like brutal honesty. And if you choose to continue to vent to me, then that's on you. I'm here to listen. I will never not listen to you.
The reason why I said just blurt it out, you can't, because sometimes without even knowing it, you offend someone and then they're coming to you to console you. And I've gotten this time and time again. I really just wanted you to listen. It's like, well, I'm the friend that kind of helps you solve problems. Like, exactly did you call me for? Did you hit me up because you wanted me to hear what you had to say? And then as your friend, I'm supposed to just listen to you go through this either emotional abuse or psychological abuse or just be treated badly for no reason. And you put yourself in these situations. And I know this from personal experience. I'll sit there and call somebody over and over and over again. And then without even knowing it, I'm either getting offended by the person that I'm reaching out to, or I'm offending them if the roles are reversed and they're talking about their relationship. So just like Jess said, you just kind of have to just sit back. And at least for me, I've learned to sit back and just listen. If they're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again, what can you do?
I think me, I think anecdotes usually are how I go about it. If I really don't want to offend you, and you just make up a story or make up some sort of scenario or analogies. Matter of fact, anecdotes and analogies, more analogies than anecdotes. Now that I think about it, that's kind of how to get across without offending. That's how my homeboys did for me at A&T, still to this day. Deontay Wilder. But no, it's just you kind of paint a picture through an analogy, and then you go from there. And I think a lot of times people are a little more receptive. I know I've been more receptive of just seeing my own flaws, my own faults, and what I need to improve on. When people use that technique, I use it. People can accept that a little bit better. Throw some humor in there too. It can't just be a serious analogy. Just kind of make it a little fun and be like, yeah, this is where this person messed up. Doesn't this person remind you of you? Like something like that. People are a lot more receptive when they see themselves in a fictional character in a fictional scenario. And yeah, that's my thing.
Can I touch on this a little bit more now that I'm thinking about it, though? This is kind of morbid and like deep, but if we're being honest, so
yeah, morbid.
So yes, I will absolutely tell somebody they're fucking stupid, but I think there's a level to stupidity in relationships. I in college was in a really abusive relationship, and one of the things that got me out of it was my friends really didn't criticize me. Like I never felt scared to go to them. So even, and it wasn't like super long. It was maybe like a year, but a lot of people get tired of like seeing their friends, like you're like you could end up dead, but they never ostracized me or like kind of made me feel like I couldn't go to them. And I feel like there are a lot of situations where, I can only speak for women, but women end up in these situations and they almost become alienated from everybody else because it gets to the point where everybody's like, yo, like he's really horrible. Like he hits you, like he's abusive, like you need to leave. While they're going through that breakup situation, like until they can get to that point where they're ready to leave, they start losing friends and kind of cutting people off. So I don't want to say I'm going to tell a girl who I know is getting beat by her man like she's stupid. It's more so like, okay, this man is living with you. He doesn't pay any bills. Why the fuck is he still in your house? Like there are different levels to like how you check somebody. If you really feel like your friend is like in a mentally vulnerable place or like a physically fucked up environment, I personally am just going to tell them, hey, I'm here. I won't say anything because I don't want to say what I really want to say, just out of like fear that they might not come to me. I always want them to know that I'm there for them, but there are like levels to that. So in a situation like that, I'm just going to listen. I'm here for you. My door is always open.
Okay, so how do you know if you should rekindle a friendship with someone that you've had a negative experience with in the past?
That's the thing. No, we
Spin
talking
the
about
block.
People do that?
Let's spin the block on friendships.
Are we talking about friendships or like?
Okay,
No, this is all about friendship.
Okay,
cool. All right, bet. Rekindle a friendship because you had a negative experience. If y'all fell out over a negative experience, how do you know if it doesn't bother you anymore? Like if you just think about it, be like, man, we were 19 and stupid. Here we are pushing 40. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You kind of just look at the if you weigh the pros and cons, think about the situation, be like, that was actually kind of stupid. If you can come to that conclusion, and on top of that they feel the same way, and maybe they're have reached out to you or somehow your paths have crossed and you've kind of thought about it, then yeah, I would say that. But if it's something a little more serious, then you don't need to go back. Usually friendships should be able to handle a disagreement. Look, I got homeboys that are Duke fans. All right, like come on, and we still we have arguments all the time. We've got into heated debates, but like we ain't never like stopped being friends over that. You know what I'm saying? So if it's something that was serious enough for y'all to stop, rocking with each other, and then years later you think about it, then I say go for it. But if it's something more serious that even to this day you think about it, still make you not over that, nah, just keep pushing.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I'm a very forgiving person and I have a lot of friends, like a lot of different friends. So for me to like, when I don't like hard friendships, like all of my friendships are easy. Once a friendship becomes hard and I feel like we're always like trying to kind of work through things and, oh, well, you hurt my feelings when you did this. And, oh, like, why are you being weird? Or then it's just like, okay, yeah, I can't do this. And I think that once it gets to that, like you just let it be and there's no bad blood, but I feel like there are levels to friendships and some people you just grow out of and it's nothing. But I think that once you've grown out of somebody, you're a different person. Like there's no point in really wasting your time trying to get back to that same level of friendship. You can be cool. Like if I see you out, hey, let's take a shot, or you want to go grab breakfast or something like that. But it's never going to be like, oh, like, yeah, all my business. Let's hang out all the time. That kind of thing.
Now, see, I'm the type of person I hold a grudge. Even if I felt like I missed them, depending on, even with back to what Drew was saying, it depends on what I guess the level of offense was that really took you to that point that you were like, you know what? Nah, I'm good on you. Because right now, even like I said earlier, being in the season of shredding, just getting rid of that outer layer of, I would say, friendships that no longer serve me or nourish me or nurture me in the way that they should. I'm the type of person that where even though I'm holding a grudge, it might be like a small chance, just this small, that I'll rekindle a friendship with someone. I'm not gonna go looking for it, but if it's like one day in the middle of the night and I'm like, wow, we really used to kick it. We really had a lot of fun. And I'm like, I'll try to reach out to them. And then I find out I'm blocked. How am I supposed to rekindle them? Like, then it's like, oh, well, fuck you then. That's why we not friends no more, bitch. It happened recently.
I've never like unfriended somebody that I wanted to like. So if it gets to the point where it just doesn't work out, then I'm like, you know what? That's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
If you block me, we never be
What
friends
you
again.
do?
Yeah, exactly.
Ever.
Block somebody. Like it's not that deep.
I do it. But
Oh,
I do it though. But I do it with intention. Like if you gonna unfollow me and unfriend me, finish it. Finish it. Finish it. Finish it. Finish the job. I didn't teach you as a friend to sit there and just let me go and, oh, we might be able to come back together. No. Finish it. Make it done. Make it happen. So that way I know for sure and you know for sure. No, don't email me asking me how I'm doing. No, this isn't 2001,
And this
2002.
was like a friend, like it was nothing else.
No, we were just friends. and we just had like a big blowout on more so on their end, and they were upset about something that I did, and then they tried to, and then this friendship has tried to be rekindled at least 2 or 3 times. If you don't, it's not show me how to be your friend. If you don't teach me or at least let me know what your needs are from me within that friendship or what it is that you're looking for, and you have an ulterior motive, of course I'm not going to be able to meet your standards, or at some point I'm not going to be able to be your friend or meet your friendship quota or goals or whatever the kids are using these days with this hashtag friendship goals. And then once I'm thinking everything's fine, and all of a sudden I sent them a message, try to send them like a not a gift, but just something I saw online, and I was like, oh, I'll just send it to them because we don't follow each other on social media like that, and I know they'll respond to my text. Blocked. I was like,
Not on everything.
Oh my
Damn.
gosh.
I was like, well, what did I said? Well, my thing was, what did I do now? Communication is very
That's a hard
important.
friendship. You got to let that shit go. If I'm
Right.
constantly like, what did I do now? No, I'm not doing that. Like
Who has time for that? So that's what begs the question. Like, I guess the question was like, how do you do it? It just depends on where it came from. Now, if you both have an understanding, like, this isn't working out, we're just not going to be friends. We're just going to, take a chill pill, wish you well in life and everything else. But if it's something like this, no, I'm not going to keep going back and forth to figure out what it is that I did that caused you to block me, then unblock me. Because when you unblock me and you reach out to me, that's my opportunity to hit the block button. Because you're not going to keep, I'm not a yo-yo. You're not going to bring me back up. Like, no.
He's like, gotcha, bitch.
I'm going to get you before you get me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. Because again, it goes back to like, what did you do? Because if you lied on me, or my character, that's something that I don't, yeah, we ain't going back on that. Because like, if you besmirch my name, I don't like that.
That's the word usage for me. Go ahead.
No, but like, if you lie on me, if you mislead other people about me, like, what else are we going to talk about? Like, why would I give you another opportunity to do that to me again? It's another thing about these adult friendships, these new people. Have y'all like, is like adult friendships, is that like a thing for y'all? Like, or do you find that you are still just cool with people that you've known from?
I've got both. You know me, I'll make friends in a fucking
Girl,
bathroom.
you make friends with anybody.
I literally have like numbers in my phone, like such and such. The name of the bar is bathroom, such and such. This like random. I have both, and I think you put them in different places. Like my friends that I've had since high school, middle school, you have to take people for who they are. And that's the best way to keep a friendship going. Because if you try to set standards like, oh, if she's not doing this, she's not my friend. No, like you take people for who they are for face value, and either you accept them and accept the way they are a friend, or you just got to let that shit go. And I think that's been really critical in me being able to maintain my friendships, because one of my best friends is she has really bad social anxiety, so she doesn't like to go out. And I am the opposite. Another one of my friends has been married with her boyfriend. I mean, she's married to the same person she was with when she was 16. They have 3 kids. Like, she's a soccer mom. Tasha, I've known since I was in my early 20s. Like, we're just in different places. Like, you have to take people for where they are in life, and either you accommodate those friendships and those people where they are, or yeah. So, but my adult friends, I've usually met them because they're in a similar space as I am. And my friends that I've had for a long time, they can't meet me in that space. So these are people that have I've befriended because they filled that void.
So how do you know when you've outgrown a friendship?
When you can't stand them.
When you send me reels that I don't laugh at. Like, this ain't funny. I think we're done. I think that's about all she wrote.
Yeah, you're just in a different place. Like, certain things start to, like, a friend of mine that you didn't particularly care for, like, she turned into Republican, and she became like very pro-Trump, and I was like, and I stuck up for this girl like hell and high water. She was never a bad friend to me.
Yeah, all the flags. Like,
she was never a bad friend to me. She did I'm not going to judge somebody based on some of the other stuff you do. But yeah, I was like,
she was moving crazy.
It got to the point I was like, okay, you're doing wild shit. Like, I'm constantly defending your behavior, and then you do this. Like, nah, this ain't gonna work. So yeah, we were just in different places.
You dodged a bullet on that one, because
yeah.
Try to tell you though, this is great.
I'm trying to think. I lost a friend like that, not over Trump stuff. It's not. I remember. I might have. I can't remember. I lost some friends over vaccine related stuff, but other than that, they got mad at me. Yeah, the government is trying to take an experimental. Man, you know what's crazy? No, I can't say that. I take it in pride. We just going. I can't put out my business out of leave everybody wondering. But no, it's just sometimes you see people, and then as life goes on, certain issues arise. You get to see what they think about certain situations, or whether it's current events, science, whatever you want to bring it up, relationships, whatever. And you kind of realize that you are not who you used to be, or maybe you're just not who I thought you would. You realize at that point, like, I gotta go, adios. So yeah, sorry to your Trump friend though. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Good.
Yeah,
and the
for
thing
me,
is, it has like a mixed son, and it was
wow.
I'm sitting here like, okay.
But she was one of those white girls who benefited off of being the only white girl in black spaces. Like, it was one of those situations, but then had poor things to say about the black people that she was putting herself around all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like stuff like that. I don't play like that. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't like that. I ain't like that at all.
Ooh, yeah. For me, when I've outgrown a friendship, I know that almost every little thing is annoying me about the person. Like, one time I had a friend where I'm very transparent because, I travel for work. I'm from Philly, so I have family up here in Philadelphia, and I always try to see them. And I'm very transparent to let people know, hey, I'm coming to town, so if I don't get a chance to see you, I'll catch you next time. Everybody's cool. And then you got that one Angela of the group. No. How you going to come to town and you don't say nothing, and then you want to tell me you coming, and then I don't see you? And it's like, well, I told you I might not be able to see you. Well, I'm just 2 blocks. So how about you come out here? I said, well, I'm at a party. I can't really come out. So you really not going to come see me? I'm just here I just came to dance for y'all. That's it. I can't stay. I just wanted to let you know I was here in the event that, we might run into each other. Like, you can come down too, because that's one of the big things I have. I've lived in Alexandria, well, in the DMV area for a very long time. And I don't have people come visit or even try to pull up and be like, oh, hey, what you doing this weekend? I'm like, nothing. I don't know. I might go to work. I don't know. Might go to the grocery store. And nobody comes to see me. I'm not worried about that because I don't mind traveling. But if I'm telling you I'm coming into town and I don't have the time to see you, if you really want to see me, how about you make plans with me, come visit me, and that way we can spend our one-on-one friendship time together. And these are platonic friendships. These are what Jess considered hard friendships, because I'm like, I had to just let a lot of them go. It was too much. And so at some point, she sent me a message saying, hey, it's always some shit when you come to Philly. How about this? Since I'm not a priority to you, you don't have to worry about coming to see me no more and all this other stuff because you always got an excuse. And I just sent her a reply back, and I was just like, this friendship has run its course. Good luck to you. I'm really sorry that you felt as though that it's always some shit with me. I guess it was just me trying to be transparent and open and honest about my whereabouts, because anything can happen. And I just wanted at least some people to know, hey, I was on my way up to Philly, versus God forbid anything happens. It's like, oh, Stonie was in Philly. He ain't saying nothing to me. And then this one particular friend, and she just happened to be one of my oldest friends at the time, just happened to be like, you know what? I had to let it go. And it was my prom date too. So I just had to let it go. So now when I look at the picture, I gotta find it to cut it out to just see how that works. But I do keep the memories. I kept the fabric. It was a custom made tie and a vest and everything. I rented the tux, but I was being frugal back then, but still a little stylish. But yeah, that was my prom date, and we were supposed to be real good friends to the end. That was it. That was it for me. I had enough.
Tasha and I had another mutual friend who.
Oh, I was just about to say, who that sound like, Jess?
Man, and literally, like, I will invite anybody. I'll invite anybody, but there are certain spaces where certain people just don't need to be in. Like, and I feel like this, in hindsight, I feel like this particular person used to keep certain people around because for the aesthetic. Like, she was very much like an aesthetically, like, she wanted all of her friends to be like aesthetically pleasing for an image. So Tasha and I had a friend who was coming into town. Mind you, we met through this friend. There's another girl that was there. We met through her. Like, we all knew each other, but we had a relationship, the four of us. My other best friend, who we all knew, she wasn't necessarily like one of our friends. She was like, hey, can I join? She just asked. Okay, cool. Come on. Bet. It's fine. So we all go out. And then this other friend sends me a message like, damn, you couldn't invite me or something like that. And I'm just like, honestly, if you would have just asked, like, can I join? Absolutely. But don't come at me with shady shit. Like, we're fucking adults. Like, just say, hey, oh my gosh, she's in town. I would love to. Because technically, you're not her fucking friend. Like, you know her through us, and you vaguely know her. So it's not like we owed it to you to invite you. And then she went, and then when you said, like, speak poorly about my character, like, that's all I said to her. I was like, if you wanted to come, you should have just come. But I'm not begging anybody. And she was like, she just went and said like all kinds of shit about me. And I'm just like, girl, that's not even what I said. Like, you're in the area. Cool. Come on. Like, the more the merrier, but don't come at me with some like shady shit. Cause then you're going to bring the shady shit to the energy, like to the occasion. I don't want that energy. So we had a falling out because of this. And then a couple of years later, she reached out to me and was like, hey, I think we should sit down and like rehash things. And I was just like, nah, I'm good. Like, it's nothing personal. I wish you the best. I hope you're okay, but I have no desire to rekindle this friendship. And I'm kind of going through something like that with a new friend here. I met her through people. She's like 8 years younger than me, so we've got some growing up to do. But I have another friend within, like, we all hang out together. And me and this one girl, again, the one who trauma bonded over the stupid boyfriends, we just became closer within this circle of friends. Like, her family's from the Caribbean, my family's from the Caribbean. We had a lot in common, so we'll do stuff together. And every time her and I do stuff separately, it's always like a text message in the group chat, like, oh, we couldn't be invited. And every time you do that, I'm going to make it a priority not to fucking invite you. Because if you want to come, just be like, oh my gosh, what are you guys doing? Can I come? But it's getting to the point where almost I'm like, I might have to separate myself from you because I don't do that. Like, when I see my friends out having fun, whether or not I'm there, I want you to have the best fucking time. You go enjoy yourself. Every occasion is not for me, and that is fucking okay. But if I have to deal with you like you're my fucking parent every time I do something and don't tell you or invite you or involve you, yeah, that's not going to work. I'm too old for that. So again, I don't do hard friendships. And when I'm constantly explaining myself, I consider that a hard friendship. That's not going to fucking work.
I never thought about it from like almost like the parent angle. Like, I got to explain my every move to you. But again, in my case, I was just doing from a place of transparency, right? So even listening to your story, this is exactly what this person would do. Like, they'd be like, oh, you couldn't invite me. Like, because even though she was 2 blocks away, this is my friend's graduation party. The way she was talking, I was like, no, I'm not going to see you this time. It's not going to work. She's like, I'm 2 blocks up the street. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't even feel comfortable inviting you to my friend's graduation party. Because at this point, this night is about her, not you coming to see me. Like, if you're going to come, like, I shouldn't have to give you a guidebook or a rubric on how to act in public.
Yes.
And if I get that sense of, oh, maybe I should not invite this friend, because Tasha and I have hung out on numerous occasions and different friendship circles and groups. And it's not even necessarily always the same people. The two constants in this scenario will be me and Tasha, but we're in like different scenarios. And I don't think I've ever been around someone that Tasha has introduced me to where I wouldn't be cool saying hi to them outside of that situation or that group. But this one particular person was like, yeah, no, I don't want you near my friend and ruining her night. That's just not happening. Not her night, not her event, not her graduation. No. Like, now I gotta keep tabs on you like you're like, now you're like my child. When you get here, you can stay over there, and then we'll have our one-on-one friendship time, because this was a friend that I met them where they were at, you know? And I try to cultivate the relationship, the friendship as much as I could up until the point where it's like, all right, now you cross the line.
Those be them ones, like the
Yep.
ones trying to help them, get to a better place, but they don't want to seem to get there. You know what I mean?
No,
But I
no.
shouldn't have to tell you as an adult. I shouldn't have to tell you how to conduct yourself. And the situation that Jess was talking about, even with that friend, I was still in that space where I'm just like, well, trying to be understanding to the other girl. I was just telling Jess, I was like, well, maybe, maybe we should have invited her. Like, I know we weren't thinking about it.
Just all the time. And I had known her for a long time.
Yeah. And like, I was newly getting to know her. So I was just kind of like trying to be like, oh, But the downside to her is the situation like that. Like, you never know what side you're going to get. When she's on and she's great, funny as shit, we going to have a good time. When she in a mood, she going to kill everybody vibe. Like, party over. Like, if she's not happy, nobody's happy. And it took her showing her ass several more times. And then she actually did the same thing to me. She talked bad about me. She went on Facebook and did it too. I was like, what?
No. Oh, so messy.
And the crazy part is she blocked me, but she forgot my sister still follow her. So my sister screenshot and sent it to me. And she was like, look what this girl said. And I was like, why she lie so bad? Like, so unnecessary. Yeah. We so old.
Like, it's
happening. I gotta
toxic situations, man. Toxic. Y'all toxic. I don't like this.
No,
it's not
7 times.
She was that kind of person. Like, if
that's her personality.
She had to be in, like, she wanted to be in the mix of everything because she needed she liked the aesthetic of being involved.
Was she on Red Bull? That's exhausting.
No, I know the type.
Personality was exhausting.
Yeah,
because like when we had a good time because she was hella funny. We had a good time, but all it took was like the smallest thing to change her mood, and now everybody
she was one of those people that would be weird to be mean to servers.
Oh nah, we can't rock, bro. No,
not the people that play with your food, not play with your food, but bring out your food with the plate with the food on it. Like, what?
Yeah, she was she had a weird sense of entitlement, and I guess that trickled over into things like, okay, I should have been included in everything, and I should be the center of attention, and yeah,
that's a red flag with all red flags. You rude to servers, people you came in. Where's the professional? Where's the understand? Nah, bro. I don't know who y'all talking about at all. I'm just saying. That's crazy.
Oh, we ain't gonna say no names. Yeah. But Hansel, you know who you is, and I don't feel bad about it. But all right. So, next question.
It's toxic too.
And don't. So, if you end a friendship with someone, do you expect your mutual friends to end their friendship with that person as well?
I just discussed this with one of my very, very best friends. Everything's all circumstantial, but it also depends on the level of friendship that I've developed with the friend that's no longer friends with someone that I'm cool with. Because I might even be closer to them and then be like, all right, well, I guess we not friends with them no more or something like that. You just,
Yeah, I think it depends on the friend and the level of friendship with everybody. And like you said, it's very if I know 2 people and one of them fucks the other one's boyfriend, knowing that they have a boyfriend, yeah, sorry, bitch, I can't be friends with you. Mm-hmm. However, if I have 2 people at the same but if I have 2 friends and it's they just go at it, they can't get along. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna be friends with both of you. Your business is your business, your business is your business, whatever. I'm gonna stay in my lane. I just need to keep you guys separate. And then again, I feel like that goes back to everybody doesn't need to be, you can't in the same room. You got to be okay with letting your friends have their own situations. But I think it just depends on what's ended that friendship, because if you do some shit to my friend that I wouldn't want you to do to me, and it's just blatantly disrespectful, I'm gonna take that as a red flag and no, bitch. And that'd be the end of it.
Yeah, it's got to be something really egregious for me to just also decide to take, quote unquote, take sides or end a friendship as well. For me, like I said, people just have a misunderstanding, or when the one thing led to another, and it was I don't like that. I'm acting I don't see nothing. Oh man, that's crazy. I hope y'all work that out. But I'm still cool with you. I'm in a situation like that now. It's 2 people. Man, they hate each other. everybody was cool, you know what I'm saying? Original part of the pandemic, everything. All of a sudden, some stuff popped up, and I heard she said this about me, said this about me, da, 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 and they went back, and guess what I act like? I act like I ain't know nothing about it. Like, I don't know. Even when nope, I'm cool with both. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Hope y'all work that out. Anyway, so you see the score of the game. Like that's really how I go about it. But if it's something egregious, if it's something crazy, like like violent or just like that is sickening, and I can't be associated with somebody of that level of or lack of character. Yeah, if it's not that, I'm cool. I'm cool. Both of y'all. I'm just going. Hey,
Right. And I'm gonna address the elephant in the room because at the end of the day, I'm just gonna be like,
that's messy.
so what really happened? No, I don't. I'm. It's more so I'm just trying to gain a moment, a sense of clarity, so
Oh,
I
you being
know.
Philly. That's what that is.
Yeah,
That's Philly.
oh
That's Philly.
no, no!
That's
I'm just trying to see what exactly happened between the two of them, and to make sure either I'm rocking out with both of y'all, or I'm gonna just step back and then not be friends with both of y'all because now y'all both want some other stuff. Because this one that did this one with the like what you said, just like how. You found out homegirl was fucking somebody's man. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't. Y'all have fun with that. I'm good. I'm not even gonna engage. That's what I mean by addressing the elephant in the room, just
okay.
to figure out what exactly happened. Because if I don't want to be around either one of y'all at this point.
I got you.
I think it depends on like how good of a friend it is. So
Yeah.
part of me, like if it's like my best, like if it's so me and Tasha have like a really good mutual best friend. If something happens between them, I'm going to them. Like because it's just unusual. Like we've been friends for a long time. We've like seen each other through life, like different stages of our lives. And as their mutual friend, depending on the circumstances, I will try to help them reconcile. If it's somebody that I'm cool with, honestly, I'm just gonna mind my fucking business because and now granted, if you want to tell me, I will sit there and listen, but I won't pry too much.
I mean,
Because I
Brian,
agree. At some point, I won't even care. It depends on, like you said, the level of friendship. It's like, yeah, that's whack. That sounds corny. Y'all figure that out. Anyway, you want to go get something to drink? You want
Yeah.
to sit and eat? You cooking tonight? I'll be on my way over. We don't have to talk about that. Thanks for letting me know. But y'all work that, like you said,
Yeah.
Drew. Y'all work that out on your own. Like, let's just keep it moving. It depends on the level of friendship for my involvement. Now, if it's like two associates at that associate level where you just getting to know these people, or even if you've known them for years, but y'all don't have like a very like intimate or personal involvement with each other, and y'all just like he and ha ha every time y'all see each other, and then you hear about the two people that he and ha ha the most, and they have the issue, then I'm just like, you know what? This is not fun no more. It's not even funny. I'm just going to step away. But if it's like what you were saying, Jess, like the friend that you have with Tasha, and y'all known each other for years, that's the type of friendship that I was involved in, where the one friend said something very, very egregious to someone that I didn't just hear it, like I saw the messages. And instead of that friend telling me, you know what, I don't even want to be friends with you no more, she just was like, well, bye. I guess you her friend. But she doesn't even know I know. And if she's looking at this, hey girl, but it's been 3 years. You could have said something, but it's cool. I hope everything's okay. No love lost. But yeah, you really should have just came and talked to me because we're all adults at the end of the day. And like this friendship shit is hard. You sitting there trying to meet adults at McDonald's, be like,
It's
you like,
hard.
I'm getting a quarter pounder too. So what do you do around
Yes.
here? Like, or no, that's my favorite bottle. You know which bottle you should get? Yeah, get that 9.99 one. It's so much better than the
Yes.
Lamarca. Like that, I mean, it's so hard to like meet people. And then when you have these people that have been not a placeholder, but taken place in your life for so long, and they just disappear without a moment's notice, you'd be like, well, damn, what did I do? Like, what's up? Or why y'all acting
Look,
up? Like, why can't we be
friendship
adults?
heartbreak is that shit is hard. Like it
Yeah.
sucks.
So that kind of leads into the next question. So, if your friend tells you that other people were speaking negatively about you and they didn't defend you, how would you handle that situation?
I feel like it depends on the person. Do I think it's wrong? Absolutely. If you engage in the conversation, that's a different thing. But I have some friends that are very soft spoken and that are very timid. And I don't expect that from them. Like, if it's fine, like, you don't have to. I have other friends, however, that will pop the fuck off. And if you don't pop the fuck off when this happens, then I have an issue. But I don't expect my friends to change. Like, I'm gonna take you for face value. And we might have somebody who doesn't fucking like me because I am not for everybody. I have pissed off a lot of fucking people. That is fine. So when everybody's like, oh, if they don't speak up for you, or if people feel comfortable saying certain shit, like, sometimes people will do that because they're petty and trifling and like, oh, maybe let me see if I can get some information or something.
Yeah.
I don't expect that from everybody.
I mean, I don't really need anybody to defend me. Just don't join in on it. Like when they going in on me, you don't have to be adding to it. Like, yeah, yo, his elbow is crazy, ain't it? Just like a friend, like just don't do that. Like you got jokes too. Like hold up, wait a minute. But nah, all this stuff, like bro, people say what they gonna say. It is what it is. I'm used to people talking about me. You know what I mean? So I've never even thought to be like, and what did you say when you heard? Like I never had that. So no. Now, on the flip side, I will defend other people though. I ain't gonna hold you. So I don't expect it from me. But there are times people say stuff. I'm gonna speak up and say, no, that's not even because look, if I know something and I'm right about something, I'm gonna argue. Like I'm gonna go ahead and put I don't care if it's a friend of mine, I don't care if it's football, I don't care if it's, molecular biology, I don't care if it's pop. Like I'm gonna say something. So like I do that, but I don't expect nobody to do that for me. That's just kind of how I'm built.
Now, as for me, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not everybody's whiskey shot, tequila, you name it. I'm not everybody's anything. And that's fine. I know what type of friend I am to people. So if there's somebody that doesn't like me, it's because they don't know me. And if I hear them saying something about me, of course I'm gonna ask, well, what was said? And I might keep it moving. But if it's somebody that we supposed to be cool and we're supposed to be friends, or at least I thought we were, now I got some questions because what is it? And this goes back to the level of like I said, when I had friends that just kind of ghosted me based off of a disagreement they had with another friend. Like, what is it that I could have possibly done that you could not have addressed me? We obviously weren't friends in the first place if you got so much to say.
Yeah.
And Tasha knows me. I will stand 10 toes down if I feel as though, not even if you're wrong, I'm going to defend myself, or actually, I might just let them have it. Because when I see you in person, don't act like I don't know. Don't act like we cool. Don't
Yeah.
act like you ain't say nothing about me. I'm not a fake person, nor am I phony. I try to be as genuine, as authentic as I can when it comes to just interacting with people. And so if I hear that somebody said something negatively about me, I'm just going to be like, okay, well, I don't have to necessarily return that same energy. I'm just going to make it 10 times worse. They can be uncomfortable in my presence, and that's fine. Because, people like to sit there and say stuff behind your back, think you don't know,
Yeah.
and then be in your face like, oh, hi. And I'm like,
Absolutely.
So something like that I would address. Like,
But those are usually the moments where people who want to trash your character, those are moments that they take advantage of because they want to kind of like get people on their side. People who have that mentality, like it's a side
Yeah.
thing. You need to be on my side in an issue. Because for me, like even between two friends, right is right and wrong is wrong. There's probably somebody who wasn't completely right in the situation, but I should be able to tell you about yourself and you about yourself, and that'd be that. But I feel like in those situations, that's usually what it is. Like someone's trying to get you to be on their side by telling you all the trash I know about somebody, or
yeah,
the
overcompensating.
people like to make shit up to make themselves look good. But that's a particular
Yeah.
type of
If I know you've talked shit about me, like we're just like blatantly shitty and went behind my back, and you smile, like I will say something, be like, why are you like, what happened to this energy? Like I will do that. You can't control how other people think of you. You can't, like, that's
right.
people are going to be people. Yes, it does. I mean, you will always wonder, like, why do they feel so comfortable saying this? But some people are just fucking messy. And I think the older I get, the more that I realize, like, a lot of times, like, people that are like that, like, that's just their insecurities. And nobody can fucking control that. So.
And you know what? And I've never thought about the situation that you brought up earlier, Jess, when you talked about how it's not necessarily even in someone's character to defend me. Like you can't look for them to even say, "Oh, like did you defend me in that moment?" because as boisterous as I believe that I am, there's that one friend where if they bring it to you and you're like, well, what did you say? You almost can't expect that particular person
Yeah.
to do what, necessarily I would do or Tasha would do or Drew would do, in those moments where it's like, what'd you say? You're not talking about my boo. Like what? You're not talking about my friend like that. Like, no, we not doing that. We going to move on, or you going to address that person, but you're not going to involve me in this mess.
Yeah.
That part. How do you handle friends who ignore you every time they get into a romantic relationship? You just get slid on back to the back burner. Back
I
there.
have more than one friend, so I don't give a fuck, honestly. Like, if the way dating is these days, holler at me if it doesn't work out. But you live your best fucking life. I hope it works out for you. I hope whatever the fuck I need to do, and if it's that I need to fall back to make that happen for you, I will absolutely do it. So my godbrother and I are really close, like really, really close. We went through he specifically lost his dad and his son within a really short span of time. He went through a lot. So he met somebody. She was toxic as fuck. Everybody knew she was toxic as fuck to the point where we used to live together. His dad basically, my godfather basically raised me. We were really close. To the point where she felt intimidated by me and didn't want him to have a relationship with me. You know what, sir? After all you've been through, I know how bad you want to find love. If that's what it takes, I wish you the fucking best. There's no bad blood. To this day, I still don't, I'm still not angry. I want you. It's hard out here. And if that's what you want, and I know, you're one of those people that really wants love, go for it. I'll be here when you come back around. And literally, when they broke up, when it got to the point where they both knew it was over, he called me at it was 11 o'clock at night. He was like, hey, I know exactly what it was. I was like, my door's open, just go to my house. And we kind of moved on like nothing had ever happened. But it's hard out here. If you find a man or a woman that you think it's going to work with, I will mind my fucking business and stay in my lane. And if you need me, I'm here. But I wish you the best. I have other friends.
I'm all like, have fun. Like, all right, see, I'll miss you, but have fun. If anything happens, you need to talk or anything, or you want me to meet them, I'm up for that. Tasha has met people I've introduced her to time and time again, and I don't think I've ever put you on the back burner, have I?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think
All right. Well,
those.
maybe not you. You're one of the important friends.
Oh, thanks. Thanks,
But but other people I probably unintentionally have done that too, and sometimes they'll be like, oh, Stonie, when you was talking to this person, you was gone, when Stonie in a relationship, and it's just like I don't do that intentionally, but if you make it known like you miss my presence, by all means, speak up, say something. You don't have to just feel like you have to be the sacrificial lamb for, I guess, my happiness. But at the same time, as far as the friend just ignoring me, I just wish them the best. And I'm like you said, Jess, I'm here when you get back. My door's open. Let's meet up for a drink. I'm getting dressed. I'm on my way. I'm outside. I saw the post. Here I come.
I ain't tripping. I'm telling because I know if you're gonna be in a relationship, it's gonna be less time for us, saying to kick it or do whatever. And you gotta, tend to new responsibilities, right? So that makes sense, particularly when it comes to my lady friends, right? My female friends. Um, that's something I've learned over the years that I got to take a step back for real, like almost get ghost, and let them know that look, I support you, but you can't see me like that no more. Because number one, I mean, obviously the attention thing is one thing, but also men don't like me around. You know what I'm saying? Like boyfriends get a little, they get a little intimidated or whatever. So it's like, and they start asking questions like, "Who this? How you know him? Y'all ain't never da, 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 da. Cause you see me whatever." And like, okay, so I'm like, you know what? Just to not complicate things and not to feel appear like a threat to somebody. I just go ahead and back up. You know what I'm saying? And when y'all break up, if it does happen, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But if I see I'm cordial, hey, what's up? I don't even give them hugs anymore. I dap them up. But yeah, the space is cool. For my homeboys, all my closest friends, for real, they all married, man. Like all them dudes I used to hang out with from Raleigh, and they married now, kids. So I barely talk to them like that because they got like real life stuff. I'm single. Like, yeah, I don't have a real life. I guess me, PlayStation in the weight room, and Jesus. Um, so like,
Combination,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I play Madden. You know what I'm saying? Might read my Bible every now and then. Like, that's you know what I'm saying. Go lift weights and go to work. But no, but no, it's so I'm not tripping, man. It's a lot that goes into that. So I ain't, y'all know we cool. We ain't got to talk for every day for you to know that we cool.
All right, so that concludes the questions from the app. So now this season, we're gonna do something a little bit different. So last season, I got so many DMs like after the episodes would air, like people would send DMs like I'm a therapist, I think now asking for it.
ICDC.
My certificate. Okay. But so I thought that we should have story time. So I went through the DMs and I found the one that kind of pertained to friendships. And let's give them some advice because I can't do this by myself now. And if it goes bad, I need to be able to blame it on somebody.
Okay. They don't want my fucking advice.
I've been in a similar friend circle with this guy I've known for about 5 years. Last year, a few of us were supposed to meet at this bar, but we were the only two that showed up. Since then, he's invited me out after work, one-on-one a few times, and it's been a vibe, but he's never been flirty, so I can't tell if he's interested or not. I want to maybe ask him out on a date, but I don't know if he sees me like that or if it's even a good idea. Should I risk the friendship we're building or potentially make it weird for our friend group if he's not feeling me?
So I'm not a man. I can't speak for men. But one thing I've learned is they're really fucking stupid. I say this all the time. They're very it's very black and white. And I don't think asking somebody out is gonna like ruin the circle. Well, no, because some people are really sensitive. I think she should just ask him, like, be transparent. Just ask, like, hey, I kind of get a vibe. Maybe I'm wrong. If I am, cool. But do you want to like get together? Like, do you want to actually go on a date? Just sometimes you just got to be straightforward, especially with men. Like, they don't understand that, like the smiley. So just be straightforward. And that's just in general. Like, even somebody I was talking to recently, like, I felt like I was almost chasing them. And at first I was gonna ghost them, but then I was like, you know what? No, like just be honest. Like maybe they're going through some shit. Like, cause I like them. And I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm chasing you. Like I feel like you're just not interested. And if that's the case, fine. Like we're cool. We have mutual friends. But I'm just letting you know how I feel, and you can either act on it or it just is what it is, and that's fine. I was gonna fucking ghost you anyways. And he was like, no, no, no. And he was actually like going through something with his family that I didn't know about, and that was the reason why.
I'm gonna tell you straight up.
Oh boy.
Just get right on the head for real. That's actually like just go out and say it. And I'll say this: she has nothing to lose in that situation. I've even been in situations where women have tried that. It's like, hey, did you want to? I mean, I was just thinking, like, did you want to do this? I'm like, oh no, I was just trying to be okay, cool. Just want to make sure, and y'all just get it, lay the ground rules there. Men, we're not sensitive like that. We're not be like, oh my gosh, you liked me at some point. Now I gotta. I mean, this is gonna be weird for the rest of our life. We ain't tripping off of that, bro. Like we just don't like. If I like you like that, cool. If I don't like you like that, nah. But we can still hang out. But yeah, Jess is right.
And well, to kind of piggyback off what he said, like men don't put that much thought into it. Now, if she's gonna be that person that if she's rejected, it's like then it's good. She's gonna make it awkward for everybody. Then nah, don't even say anything. So it's more so on her because men won't make it fucking awkward. They're just gonna go about like it's fine. But if she can't handle rejection and she's gonna make shit really fucking weird, if he says no, then I would it. But
that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Right.
Woman can't say rejection. Every time I see you.
So now I have almost like I got 3 step to this question here, 3 step response here. So here we go. We got age is a factor, personality, and based off of what Jess is saying, if she's gonna be sensitive about it, and even Drew when he was like just like she's gonna be like that, then she might want to take a moment to address her feelings and see about it going either way. Because I feel like when we meet someone and we like someone within a friendship realm, we get so excited about the possibility of us being with that individual, and then we never take into some people never take into consideration what it's like or would feel like to not have those feelings necessarily reciprocated.
Wait,
So
can I piggyback off what you just said really quickly?
yeah,
They might, maybe if they have like a mutual, like if they have mutual friends, maybe have one of their mutual friends like test.
that's what I was thinking. So that's why I said age, because back in the day, I would ask people, be like, I think I like this person. And then I would go to this person, and then that person would be like, oh, okay, I don't really know them like that, but let me go over here. And then before you know it, before the end of the night, the whole damn party know I want like one person. So it's very, very touch and go. Like, you really gotta have like your ace boom coon. Like, if I'm at a situation with like I'm hanging out with Tasha, I know Tasha not gonna go around the whole world. She's gonna be like, let me find out for you. I'm just gonna be real discreet, and that's it. Some people don't know how to be discreet.
Right.
They'll go around and be like, yo, girl over there feeling him, yo, like, no, that's hers right there. She said no. And he's like, yo, come on, like, she trying to talk to him. Like, just why would you do that? Like, some people don't know how to set boundaries within that. So you like, I was right. That was one of my things, Jessica. I was literally right at the tip of my tongue saying, she could potentially ask someone, but then that's how stuff gets spread around, moved around, and all of a sudden, by the time it get back to him, he's like, "Oh, so you just trying to smash?"
Yeah.
Instead of going on a date.
Well, hopefully her friend circle is like they're actually friends and respect each other.
Oh yeah, girl, I hope so too. I do.
Yeah.
That's good advice, though. I mean, maybe there's a trusted friend in the group that can kind of help bridge that gap, or at least, kind of
ask that man out for ask him for coffee or something. Like that's.
I mean, clearly they hanging out, so
Yeah.
that's ain't the problem.
Because we're not opposed to ice cream dates and coffee dates. That's women. You're like, I don't do that in free. I'm joking. I'm not gonna be toxic, but no. I'm just playing. I don't do that. But no, I'm with you, Jess. Just ask them. It is what it is.
I do feel her. I will say, like, when I read this, I was just like, I do feel her in a sense, because like a while ago, I had a guy friend that we were strictly platonic, like forever, and I never had an inkling that he was interested in me, like that.
Never.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, never. Like, he's not like an emotional, like, and he wasn't super flirty until this is how I found out that he liked me. This was a long time ago, because this is no, it was my friend's 30th birthday. And we were at a party. He happened to tell us what was happening in that city, and so we knew where to go because of him. So him and his friends met us in the club or whatever. And we had some drinks. It was her birthday. So we had a good time. And then he like got real close to me and put his hand like on my hip. And it slid down just a little bit. And he was like, you want another drink? Like real close in my ear. And I was like, do you like me? Do you like me?
That is so on brand for Tasha.
Yes, I was about to say, just green. I'm sure he had done other things prior to this. You just didn't pick up on them.
That is hilarious. I will say that
I can absolutely see you being like, and I'm sure he
really clicked at that moment, like, you like me? Like, I really didn't know. I'm talking about, like, y'all don't even understand. Like, I had gone on double dates and set one of my friends up, not my friend, but like my roommate, this in the 20s. I set her up with him and we went on a double date. Like, that's how oblivious
he was singing Usher in his head.
he took the L just to be with you.
Yeah, exactly.
He was like, look,
I'm gonna be her
He
friend.
said, knowing it should have been you.
That's you had it planned out. That was part of his plan, girl.
God, funny.
I mean, so all right, we're gonna be all the way honest. Like, I think guys, we may have certain women friends who we would be like, but like for whatever, out of respect for the dynamic, you like, nah, I would never. I'm not even gonna play with that. But in the back of my mind, you be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got a homegirl like that. Wait, this live? Oh wait, my bad. Anyway, I would never though. But I check in her from time to time to make sure she's straight. You know what I'm saying? But like, again, I met her in college. But like, I'm like, yeah, nah, I couldn't. It would mess everything up. So like that. So, but I would just say, Tasha, anytime a man is going out his way to spend his time, so much time, one-on-one time with you, that ought to be a clue. You know what I'm saying? They pop in there now and again. Hey, girl,
I think she know that now.
No, but it sounds like it wasn't. So it wasn't. We didn't live in the same place. So whenever I pop into town, and I wouldn't even say it all the time. I wouldn't even say all the time. Like I posted on Instagram or something, and they'd be like, "Yo, you in town?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, let's go grab a drink. And like, it's not like it was no flirting. Like it wasn't no nothing. Like we was literally just.
It meant everything to him.
Talking about life. What you say?
It meant everything to him.
Oh my God! Not that much. I'm here in these streets.
Part of the plan,
so it ain't work out that well. But
oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I just didn't.
Did you block him? Do you still follow him?
I still talk to them like we're still friends.
I had a homegirl. She admitted to me, this is before the pandemic, right? She like me. We have been friends since I can't say how we met. No, because if I say how we met, because if I say how we met, people gonna connect the dots. Long story short, but like she said she liked me. I was like, oh yeah, but like, I thought of her as like just a really great friend, and all of that. But I always thought she was attractive too. But I think that for me, it was just like because relationships take so much more than just, hey, I'm attracted to you and, that type of thing. There's so much more work involved. And I was like, man, that's a lot of heavy lifting and I'm not really in a position to do. I was able to tell her that and she was cool like that. And it didn't ruin the friendship. We still cool, being, you know what I'm saying, and everything. It was solid. And like you said, the thing happened. And happened again.
It be happening, it just be happening. Like,
and it was fantastic.
I was gonna say it usually is though. Like
I ain't gonna hold you.
It usually is because I feel like there's no stress involved afterwards. Like it's like this isn't gonna go anywhere. There's no expectation. Like it's really let's just have some fun. So your heart is kind of down. You can.
Now that has to be understood between the two parties, because somebody could have, in Tasha's case, been waiting for this entire time, going on double dates and everything else, and all of a sudden, you like me? And that's a conversation that's like, all right, well, I still look at you as a friend. I don't know how it went between the two of y'all. We'll put a name.
We're just homies. We just friends.
Y'all still homies, just do the do?
We did the do, but we don't do it anymore.
So like, y'all don't do.
Like we just
y'all aren't doing
it. It literally almost like never happened like that.
So you undo. So you just undo. You don't do. You just undo that. It's almost as if it didn't happen.
Yeah, because for me, like you were saying, like, yeah, I mean, let's have some fun. That ain't always how my mind was working at that point in my life. Because I'm just like, my emotions are attached to my vagina. So, like, once we get to that point, I like you. Like,
come on, plot twist.
But at least I'm straightforward. I feel like a lot of women will they won't even be that straightforward. Like, and then they catch feelings, and then it's like, oh, he's the worst person ever. But it's like you gotta know what it was. Like,
yeah, I mean, it was misleading. That's true.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I don't know, because in the back of our minds as women, so we always got that thing. Well, maybe he'll change for me.
Maybe we can change them.
Like and no. we still just out here.
Yeah.
Y'all cool when y'all can joke about it later, about doing a do. Like how hey, remember that? I remember what your mouth do. I remember what your mouth do too. Like,
okay.
Like, that's when y'all real cool. Like that's kind of friendship I got. I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We got that's wild. Anyway, yeah, I tell
it is a little wild. It is a little wild. It's a very unique one because I don't have any kind of like connection like with that. I've never had a connection like that with anybody else. Like if we've been friends, we've been friends. That's it. No dipping, no dabbling, no nothing. That's the only one that's ever like.
The 90s did something to us. That used to be something you look forward to. Yeah. You'd be like, ooh.
So I
that unexpected friend.
So he is a mutual, like we're in the same friend circle and we've smashed like a couple times, and we'll give each other like advice because it's like we don't like we know it's kind of like there if we're bored or something. But we have so many of the same mutual friends. It's like, nah, we wouldn't even do that because it could get so messy amongst everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I remember calling him. I mean, I called him the other day. I was like, "Do I need pointers? Like, am I doing something wrong?" And he was just like, "Well, sometimes you can be a little lazy." And I was like, "Okay, great." And but no, I mean, but that's fine. Like sometimes I'm fucking lazy. Like sometimes you're like. But that's what I needed to hear. So it's like he knows, like he's been there, he's been in it, he's seen it, like all the side shit. Like, how does it? Like, what do I need to? Yeah. So he was like the perfect person to get advice from. But the same thing goes with like he would just like kind of get. I'm like, you get clingy sometimes. Like you'll want to hang out afterwards, and it's like go, like leave. So it was one of those situations. Like we just have that kind of. So that's probably the only person I can think of that's like actually my friend that we have
Cross the line.
So
what can I do?
Sex therapy then? Is that what that is?
I mean, maybe.
I mean, more like, you know, you just kind of going over the
Yeah.
film and the technique. Like, say, all right, remember that thing you did with the left leg up?
Yeah, like can I arch differently or like put is my moan? Is it moany or is it like old lady-ish? Like,
you know, that was fine.
Not old lady-ish.
The left leg.
What that sound like? What?
It's the left head up a little bit high. There you go. Remember that.
Yeah. I'm done with y'all. Okay.
It was the old lady bone for me.
Hello, because I
What does that sound like? What is the old lady?
sounds like a little horse, like a neigh almost.
Yes.
A neigh?
Yeah. Exactly. He's in a horse.
If you're listening and want to submit a story or a question for us to discuss on an upcoming episode, be sure to follow us and DM us on Instagram or TikTok at Secrets of the Opposite Sex. So now it's the part of the show where we turn the tables and allow our guests the chance to pose a question to the group. So, what is on your heart? Good people, what y'all want to talk about? Anything that we touched on, anything just completely different, whatever.
Judging by the stories, there's a whole lot being touched on. People ain't know about.
Yeah. Okay, the sex therapy for friends.
Do any of you guys have friends that are dating people that you just really don't fucking like? And how do you deal with that?
Friends that are dating people that
that you don't like. Like I have a friend, and so here's the thing: I like him. I just hate him as a boyfriend to her.
That is interesting. That's nuance right there.
Like he's a good guy, and I see why he can like reel her back in all the time. Okay, so a little bit of backstory. She's the same girl that we trauma bonded over the men. So she's got her shit together. She's got a career, makes good money. She actually lives at her mom's house because her mom is sick and she cares for her mom. So she has her 1 week. Her sister has her the other week. She's beautiful. And she started dating this guy and basically like he lives in her mom's house with her. He hardly helps her with bills. Like he'll go out, like he'll spend money on like Dior sneakers, but then we'll give her like $300 for his shit. He has a son who's a teenager. So it's just like, and then he's like very just, every time they get into it, he's like, oh, well, fuck it, I'll move. And my thing is, I'm like, you need to tell him to like leave. Like if he can make it work while you guys are like, if he wants to make it work, he'll make it work with her. I don't want to say he doesn't love her because I feel like he does, but I feel like he's almost codependent on her and he needs her to kind of survive. So it's just a really fucking toxic situation. Like I don't see, like she wants a husband and she deserves a husband, but as a boyfriend, like he's just really fucking dropping the ball and lacking. So there's been like that weird, yeah, okay, just be with your man and I'm gonna mind my business.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Have
like,
you ever said anything to her? Like,
we've had conversations and I've told him, I've told her, I'm like, he needs to leave. Like,
Absolutely.
And what he does is like he'll leave stuff at her house, so he always has a reason to come back. And I'm just like, you're just fucking. That's the one I told was stupid. And I was like, you're fucking stupid. Like, you need to take his shit and take it to his parents' house. Like, do something. But there's no, as long as his stuff is there and he knows he can stay there and not pay any rent and then go out of town. And, yeah. So it's one of those situations where I'm like, you
leave that comb over there, like, I gotta go get my comb. I'll be okay.
Man, what?
And it's gonna be on the front porch. Pick that box up and keep it pushing. You don't need to come in. What you need to come in for?
I left my paper clip on your counter. That's my favorite paper clip.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And if you saw, she's like
living at her mama house.
And that's the thing. Her mom, like, her speech is kind of impaired now. So I think it's just, I don't know. Like, I would never, that's one of those things where I really wouldn't touch it. Cause she's even said, like, I mean, her sister's spoken on it and been like, yeah, he needs to go. But yeah.
But get company. Like, he's a bill. Like, he's becoming a liability. Like, it sounds like she has enough on her plate.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So how do you guys deal with like those situations? Because it's to the point where I'm just like, just don't bring him around, kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, all you can do is speak your piece. You know what I mean? I mean, some people got to learn the hard way, and it sounds like she's gonna have to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Don't sound like it's gonna be fun for her when the shit hits the fan. But what can you do? You can't make anybody get it. And people see things differently when they're actually the ones that are in the situation. You know what I mean? When they're in it, you see all the things that we don't see. I don't know. People do crazy shit for craziest reasons. Maybe the sex is so good that she just like, run my bills up, stay at my mama's house. I don't know. But at some point you gotta grow up and be an adult, and pros and cons. Like, the D might be great, but there's a lot of good D out here. So, find you one that pays bills. Find you one that has his own apartment.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And even I've told him, like, you don't necessarily have to break up, but maybe he just doesn't need to be living.
But she's also enabling him. So she's kind of like a part of her own problem, because as long as she continues to enable him and create a safe, free space for him to come back to time and time again, he's never going to have that fire under his behind to like get up and want more and do better. Yeah. So she's kind of shooting herself in the foot, doing herself a disservice by continuing to allow him to be in her space and not bring anything to the table and assist her in any way.
I think she hasn't been heard enough, personally. I mean, I know you called her stupid and said, she keep going back, but she hasn't been heard enough. And until she's finally struck, like literally struck, like he has to do something. The word of the evening this evening is egregious, very egregious. He has to do something so devastating to her for her to get it. That's just the unfortunate truth, because we all have those friends that, we try to sympathize, we try to empathize, we try to be there for them. And then at the end of the day, they just have not been hurt enough. And for me personally, I would just take a step back. I would listen just for cues. If her life isn't in danger, she good.
Yeah.
And that's just how I look at it. Now, if he was like coming in and was being like violent, especially towards the mom and everything, and like, well, like now I'm calling 911, like, and let the police figure it out. Let the social worker come in there and figure that shit out. Like, what? Like, first off, kudos to your friend. She has a lot going on, but yeah, no, baby girl, she's strong, but she has not been hurt enough.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna tell you like this. It is because of her mother's ailment that she allows the situation to go on in the first place. And the reason I say that, now I don't know all details, but based on the limited details I do know, is that, that first of all, that's a very challenging situation to be in. You got to care for a parent who, kind of, depending on you for everything, bathing and bathroom and all that kind of stuff. And so the fact that someone else is there in the vicinity, is a comfort. Even though they may stress you out sometimes and all of that, I could still see how that could still be a comfort. Like, all right, well, at least I'm not here by myself. You know what I'm saying? So like, so I don't know if it's just so easy to be like, you know what, I'm better than you. You go on, get out, like, because she's also got to deal with that part there too. So I tend to agree with Stonie. The level of egregiousness on the egregory scale. Egregory is not even a word. I just made it up. But
I love that.
But like,
I'm gonna use that this week.
I was like, huh?
Like the egregore assessment of his action would have to be something. Like it'd have to be cheating or getting someone else pregnant. But like that's crazy. That's getting in my head.
Oh,
That's crazy. I shouldn't
that's
take that.
beyond egregious. That's
It would have to, because like I said, it's a comfort to
Yeah.
like, because she's in a situation that is hard. I know you love your mother and their parents and all that, but then they still a human being. And my mom, I remember when I was a little kid. I remember, only reason I'm thinking about this now, my parents were married and all that, but I do remember that it was a challenge. Because my granddaddy, he had Alzheimer's when I was a little boy, and my mama took care of him. It'd be some frustrating times, and they took care of him as long as they could. I think it was about 10 years. I don't know if it's 10 years. I can't remember how long it was until they couldn't anymore. And then he had to go to a nursing home. So like that kind of situation, you just happen to have somebody else there, just in the vicinity with you. So at what point? Because we getting up there in age, we still look good, but we getting up there in age. At what point do you take someone who has been a solid friend, great friend, been for y'all, and both of y'all relationships failing? But at what point do you come around looking at it like, yo, how come we didn't try? Like, just here's my issue, right? Because I'm saying that because think about your friends. Think about like what your friend has. They know like about you. Not only do they know about you, but they don't reject you for it. Like there's an intimacy there, right? Intimacy, right? You can be free and open with this person without fear of rejection.
I can answer this question at least for me.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you can depend on them, and they've been over the years they've been there for you. They know all stuff. You enjoy their company, the conversation. Y'all may not agree on everything, like everything that you're looking for in a friend. And they probably don't look bad either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like at some point, at what point do you sit there and say, you know what? Ain't nothing happening for me out there on these streets. You know what I'm saying? Clearly don't nobody want me like that. And nobody wants you like that neither. So look, let's go and get this. But I'm just asking. Like, is that something that should be considered, or is that a bridge you should cross, or not?
I've smashed a number of my friends' homies, so that wouldn't work for me.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's not gonna work for me. Yeah. Go ahead, Tasha. You can answer.
Oh, that's it.
She should shut it down with that one question.
Come back and bite me in the ass at some point.
Literally.
I will say for me, if I have a guy friend that I think is a great guy, just you could be a great guy, but that could still mean you're not a great guy for me. You know what I mean? So I have a lot of great, cool, I like talking to, hanging out with, shooting the shit with all the time. But I wouldn't want to like know them like that. Like I wouldn't. Like I don't know. Like there's just I don't know.
Oh wait, I'm saying like this because look, now that makes sense at 25. But when you pushing 30, we 38, 37, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Getting on for at what point? Like, cause like the older you get, like the requirements on the list, they get shorter and shorter. You know what I'm saying? Like what Zaynab said, this comedian named Zaynab, she said, I don't want to turn 40 and be like, he can't read. I don't care.
I remember that.
Crazy.
I love her. She's great. But like, I wonder, like, at some point, like, they're like, okay, it's crossing off the list. You know what? I'm only working about 3 things. So you meet all that. We might as well go ahead. Like, at what age does that get thrown out, or does it never get thrown out? That's all I'm saying.
I think that depends on the person. For me, I'm not there. And I don't think because you gotta make yourself, like I told you earlier, my emotions are tied to my vagina. Like if I don't like you, if I don't feel the things, if you don't make me feel the things outside the bedroom, I'm not gonna feel nothing for you in the bedroom. Like I want to like have friendship as a foundation. That's wonderful. That's the goal. Because when we aren't feeling each other in a relationship long term, we're doing a long term thing. I want to still be able to have like that common ground. Like we still homies before anything. You know what I mean? But you still got to have that next step. And I think that's where I keep running into a brick wall. And I'm just someone that's not going to force myself to have feelings that I don't have.
Yeah.
Okay, who you are, how much money you got. I don't care how good you look on paper. If it's not doing the things inside of me that need to be done, we going to be homies. So long as you want to be my homie. That's all I got.
So it just comes, it sounds like it just comes, and for me, it's like mutual respect, have a conversation, meeting of the minds, if you will, because y'all both got to feel it. Y'all both got to
Yeah.
be into it. Yeah, sex on a different level when it's just like, just to shoot the shit, like, oh yeah, we had a great time. But then when you both feel it, it's like when you are meeting someone for the first time and you're dating them outside of being their friend versus when you're actually this person's friend, y'all gotta have a different conversation.
But
Yeah.
also, like, if you have, so like for me, a lot of my guy friends are in a circle of friends. Like, we have a lot of mutual friends. So if the shit went south, it just would be fucking messy. Another thing is, I love my guy friends as guy friends. They are trash ass fucking boyfriends. Like,
Absolutely.
we have had these conversations and they ain't shit. So what
Absolutely.
the fuck do I look like pursuing you when I know all of your deepest, darkest secrets? They probably say the
That's a
same
fair
thing about
point.
me. Just you ain't shit fucking either. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you're great. I love you. You are a great fucking friend. But you ain't no husband. Mm-mm. No. Yes.
Oh, I
What
can't
else?
even say that. I feel like I got some good quality guy friends, and I feel like our husband material. Some of them ain't shit, but some of them, like, oh, you, you just ain't found the right one. And I'm not her. Like, so I can't help you with that unless I meet somebody. I'm just like, then I'm gonna invite you over to the party and I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all do. That's all I got for you. I'm gonna be a good wing woman. I'm gonna be a good wing woman, but not your woman. But it's an interesting question. Like, why do people feel like just because you approach a certain age, all your standards got to go out the window? Like, I don't know. I'm not desperate for a marriage or relationship. I'm not even somebody that's just like, oh my God, 40 is here. Like, am I going to bust out a baby? I'm not like, I'm all right. I've come to terms with where I'm at in my life. And if it's not shaking, it's not shaking. I'm not going to force it to happen because clearly that's not how it was meant to happen. But why do people feel like just because you approach a certain milestone in your life that you just got to lose all your standards and settle for some bullshit? Why would I add somebody who is not somebody that I really want to my life? That's not going to,
just cause, like, yeah.
that's going to bring me drama because
Yeah.
it's not
So,
my fault.
back to this whole friendship thing. I feel like the older I get, the more I have realized like the value in my friends that are just my friends that have really seen me through these, like, through life. But I've dated like some good guys, and at the time I thought that, okay, like I could see myself marrying this person. But in hindsight, it's like the love that my friends have shown me, it just is, I mean, they've gone above and beyond for me. And it took me a really long time, but I'm in a really good place where it's like, okay, I'm good. But I think a lot of people don't know how to be by themselves. Like, I have a lot of friends who do not have a fucking clue how to be by themselves. Like, they will just be with people for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And then they end up unhappy and like unfulfilled. And it's like, I'm really fulfilled on my own. So if you don't pour into this shit, I'm okay. And even if I don't find somebody, the love that I get from the people around me, like, it is really fulfilling. Like, it brings a lot of joy. Like, there's not a man on this world that I have dated that has made me laugh harder than the laughs that I've had sitting around with me and my girls. There's not one man that has ever sat there besides like a guy friend when I was on my couch boohoo crying, who has stroked my hair and been like, you got to get the fuck up. Like, who has showed up at my doorstep or has gotten on a plane to like make sure I was okay. Like, it was my girls. It was not my fucking man.
Your response is actually leading into the question I have. So it's almost like how much do you pour into a friendship or into your friends versus a potential date or relationship or in actuality, like overall, like is it a red flag to somebody that you're dating or interested in if they have a problem with the level of interaction that you have with your friends?
Absolutely. Because my friends have been there with me through everything, like death, heartbreak, accomplishments, everything. Like, granted, but my friends also know like when the fuck to stay in their lane. Like, they're not gonna overstep. So if they are feeling away, then that's, first of all, it's a huge sign of fucking insecurity. And I've dealt with insecure men, and no.
Because that's one thing that, like, when, dating is just so weird these days. You know somebody's name and then you forgot it 3 months later. So dating is just like so wishy-washy. You need your friends, child. Friends.
Wait, can I ask one more question?
See,
do any of you all think, or like, as you're getting older, are you starting to feel like you might be the problem?
I know I'm the problem. Let me tell you something.
No, I know I am the problem. You share.
Man, look, I done gone back over my highlight reels and the history and the stat sheet. Definitely, like, when I hit my 30s and moving in, we actually was like financially stable and everything. And I had, man, I ran into some winners. And I don't know, I wasn't in the right frame of mind. Had I had a different mindset, I'd probably be married with children by now. So yeah, it's definitely me. I ain't gonna hold it. Now, I don't cheat, anything like that. I've never cheated in my life.
What do you mean as in a different mindset? Like, what mindset did you have?
Family oriented. I was out there just trying to have fun. Like, I'm just trying to enjoy your company. And, we...
No long-term future, just short-term.
Exactly. Like, I wasn't even thinking like that. I'm like, let's just kick it, let's have good. And I was always waiting for something to like knock me off my feet. I've always looking for like something to knock me off like that. And the women who have kind of, knocked me on my pivot like that, I don't know. I was so dumbstruck. That's an interesting word, but I was so dumbstruck by them that I don't think I was able to kind of maintain the level of me, a level of reason. I was working so hard to try to impress them and stuff, so it's kind of getting me out of who I was. Had I had a mindset of, yo, I'm gonna find me a wife, and I'm gonna evaluate every woman that comes into my space as her potential as a wife, I'd have been married, man. I'm sorry, I've met some fantastic women over the years. And I'm always kind of like, well, I don't know, I'm just trying to have fun. I wasn't even thinking about husband, like being somebody's husband. So, yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault. I'm definitely the issue.
But waste anybody's time.
Well, that's the other thing, right? I didn't want to do that, right? So I'm saying I hate wasting time. That's one reason I'm always scared of dating. It is somewhere still in the back of my mind, and I don't want to be like, well, let's get into a relationship, and when I don't have the mindset, like, now, if I'm even going to get into a relationship, I already see you as a wife. So yeah, I try to stay away from the waste people's time thing.
Yeah. For me, I come with my particular set of issues. Who doesn't? But I feel as though that, I'm a work in progress. And so if I'm the problem, it's only because I have a very, how sometimes it's like static interference when you you would put your cell phone near something, or just like antennas used to rub each other the wrong way. It's kind of like that. The people I've previously dated, I've run into issues where, not to say it's not just me, but it's them. And sometimes we just don't click. We don't get along. And then you try to stay around because of sex, or because of convenience, or because, hey, like, you got your little issues over here, but I can deal with that. It's not a genuine connection. And so I'm looking forward to finding a genuine connection. But like, as of right now, I've always run into a bunch of static. So whereas I know I'm the problem, it's something about me that I see in this person that I don't like. And so I always try to, I guess, work it out, in a sense, force myself to be like, all right, well, let me try to, make this work. I come with my particular set of issues, but I overall think that if there is going to be some type of cohesiveness, or to be together, like, both people got to feel it. Like, because I'm no longer forcing connections. What Naomi say? She's like, I feel like I'm being forced to be here. I don't really want to be here. She was summoned for jury duty or something, or in court. That little clip. That's how I feel sometimes, like, going on dates or being around people. They be like, oh, what's wrong? And I'm like, I just need a drink. I don't want to be here. I'm being forced to be here. I'm not glad to be here. I'm not nervous. I'm just over it. So
You and I are similar in that way, because I think That's my thing. Like the moment I feel like I don't want to do this no more with you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it no more with you. You know what I mean? I don't. I'm a person that I enjoy being by myself. I might enjoy it a little bit too much. That might be part of the problem too.
Yeah, that's
Like I'm not, because I have friends that like jump relationship to relationship, like they can't be by themselves. I enjoy my own space. I enjoy being by myself a lot. And if I'm with someone, I feel like they interrupt the peace that I have established.
yeah.
I don't want to know you anymore. Like,
Preach.
I want you to.
Preach. Keep
But I
going.
think
Don't
that's
stop.
like the moment, like you just, I don't know, it feels like this doesn't feel right. And sometimes I can't even always articulate what it is that feels like it's off. It just feels like it's not for me. And I don't want to do it anymore. So I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Yo, you spoke
Yeah.
to my soul just now. Oh my gosh. Like I feel seen, heard,
Yeah.
and acknowledged. That's real.
I mean, because I feel like that's a problem, like overstaying in relationships. That's wasting time.
Yeah.
That's counterproductive.
I
Because
feel like that's why, honestly, I feel like in hindsight, that's why I'm not married now, because I stayed in relationships way longer than I should have, and let certain opportunities just pass me by. I was trying so hard.
I like to your point though, I love me some me. Like to borrow from T.O., like I love me some me. Like I like my free time. I talk to myself because I like talking to dope people.
Me
And I'm
too.
dope people. I may not answer myself, but I talk. And like it does take a lot, and that's probably why I want to be knocked off my feet. Because like, if you want to take me out of this perfect world that I got, not perfect,
You gotta birth it.
You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta get all this up. You know what I'm saying? Like now I can't. Like my PlayStation time is interrupted. My making video time interrupted. My weightlifting time's interrupted. And all of this stuff, like things I like to do. Someone he with you better be dope as everything. You understand me, Shawty? Like we got to be like hitting. You feel me? And because of how dope my situation is, just being by myself, no children, no alimony, no child support. I ain't got no pets.
Come and go when you fucking want. Oh,
hello.
Tell you, like it really is dope. And that's like, okay, if I'm again put it aside, you got to be fine. I can't just be like looking to hope to figure that out. I need you to come and be like, bam. I'm like, oh.
All right, so thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to follow and subscribe for more content at Secrets of the Opposite Sex on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and download the Secrets of the Opposite Sex game of questions on Google Play or the Apple App Store. We'll see you next week with a new episode. Bye.
bye.
Take care.